To start moving forward to protect and defend your wilderness. The reason is not I do this there is a pure nature. There is release. And eventually, someone will release. You have to really worry about people just say that. Release. I think it's good people further. They will be released. Interestingly, that might be used for people. So you that a little ways, every time. It's like 40 people, 41 people. So it is serious stuff. Some people seem to think if I'm doing that, this is safe. Won't guarantee those things. Maybe the little chance. Something like this. You know the feelings of you. Some disagree. Community. Already appreciate it. Able to work. This isn't interfere with the nature house. It doesn't interfere with everyone. You think it's different. It's what is specific. See, so she really has this. You see, so probably adjusted. You see, being Not that I don't know if you understand. It could go. I was just wondering. And others would be moving out. I think the data should. Thank you.
Dan, go ahead, Dan. Can you hear us?
I had a text, we're having trouble with audio on Zoom.
Oh, maybe that's a problem.
That's better.
There.
There you go, okay. Jan, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear better now. Thank you. I couldn't hear anything Marty said.
Oh,
All
sorry.
right.
Okay,
Did you want to speak, Jan?
Yes, I do quickly, if you don't mind. Thank you.
go ahead.
Good evening. I am Jan Norris from Southern Montgomery County. Thank you for offering a Zoom option to be more inclusive with your meetings. I would like to encourage you to move forward with a CO2 pipeline ordinance. I appreciate all the responsibilities you carry and realize the vast amount of diffusion you must feel. There are many demands in your time and attention, but please move forward with the first step to set a county ordinance for CO2 pipelines. Call Allers and Cooney, set up a conversation and ask questions. It is now late January. Montgomery County started their ordinance journey months ago and still do not have the draft ordinance in the hands of the supervisors so they can start holding hearings. This is a process and it will take time. You've heard me speak before about my concerns with the pipeline. They have lots of money and are trying to buy influence. They also can buy time, but don't let them. Your obligation is to work to protect the safety and rights of your constituents and its residents. Please act. Take the first step, inquire about outside counsel, talk to a county who has already passed an ordinance. I'm sure you have other things that come to mind, but just do it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jan.
Thanks, Jan.
Okay, anybody else? And we'll go on to JD.
Good evening, JD King, Page County Engineer. It's a fine evening here, I guess. Not snowing or raining. The engineer update was set out yesterday with some part of the 5-year program. Our operations are still weather dependent. We had the plow trucks out Saturday morning for one round. And the sun helped a little bit. I'm sure that was the case again today on the pavements only. Crews are out burning brush, cutting brush. And we were staying off the roads, particularly yesterday on account of the heavy fog. We had no gravel trucks out, no work blades out. We did haul in some salvage beams from the Essex job. And we'll probably continue that operational model for the rest of the week. We found a hydraulic leak on the 55 plow truck and 46 had a front brake canister leaking. The grader number 6 still needs service. And we have some electrical work to do around the shop. And when we're done with the all the beams, which may be yet another day, we're gonna bring one of the machines in from the country and do some work on the shear. Our construction is proceeding on the 2 bridges, the Essex Bridge. They should be pounding, sheet piling for the copper dam. And once they get the copper dam put together, they'll excavate inside of it down to the hard rock and then drive piling down there. The project on 280th Street over Buchanan Creek, in Buchanan Township, cofferdam's already built. And they're digging inside that. They anticipate pound pile there tomorrow. If things go well. I've had an emergency raise grant meeting on Friday as I was traveling in Missouri. I've got one tomorrow on Zoom, and I'm working on letters of support. Got one in today, sent a new one out today to the county, Page County, and so we're working that project. Also, began plan set development on the J Road for this season's work. Questions for me on the update?
What are you gonna do when you need to start, if we decide to do J55 instead of J53 on the plans for doing that? When we need to go over that?
I guess as soon as I'm done with the
Just
J
do it
Road
first, and
plan,
we'll talk about it.
then I'm doing, so right now I'm doing the J Road plan. When I'm done with that, I guess I'll
We'll
do the
look at it.
J55 plan.
Okay, I just didn't know how that worked.
Now I have the next item is an agenda item
Mhm.
about amending the CFYP, the county 5-year program,
Mhm.
to change the Essex North project from a BRS project, which is bridge replacement on the system, on the federated system, to an illustrative project. The project's the same, the project number is different because that's what the feds need to see when it comes to the raise grant. The way the feds look at the program, if it's a BRS number, they think we have money. That's not how counties in the state of Iowa do their program. We program, and it depends. In this case, we need to change the BRS project number to an illustrative project number. Project's the same. It's just we're playing programming games with the feds. So, the rest of the program hasn't changed. So I need
In action on that,
yes,
action to amend.
to approve the amendment as shown.
Approve the amendment as shown. You're changing the label of it, so the federal government sees that we don't have money for it, basically. Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I'll second it. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, got that done.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up on the agenda, okay, next up on the agenda, we have, disposing of capital asset. He's got a pickup that Lyle has traded off. So we need to make a
Just need to make a motion.
motion to do that, dispose of that pickup.
Make a motion.
Hey, I'll second that motion. I mean, everybody understands what that is, there's a pickup that they're trading off on a new pickup. All the papers are present, all those in favor? Aye. Okay. Next thing is, I did talk to, Marvin Rents on the, Harlan Township, and he has, they have Alan Nowhere would like to be appointed to the, trustee there, so I need a motion to appoint Alan Nowhere as a Harlan Township trustee.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we appoint Alan Notware.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Aye. Okay. I put this on here just because I was wondering what's going on a little bit with everything in the updates tonight. Is there any update on the bathroom situation? Do we know of anything yet? Now there's all this thing, has current heating call or anything? Yeah, I don't know if this, I guess there was nothing on that, and then the maintenance, maybe I haven't seen the email. The maintenance hire situation, I didn't know if we know how many applicants we have or when, we want either, okay. I need to figure out that situation, snow came and wasn't too handy, but we got her done. Okay. in our communication, and we're going on item 9, we kind of visit about what we heard at the training, Todd. We've talked a lot about carbon pipelines, a lot. A
Yeah,
lot about that, and a big topic up there. Some big thing, and I need to put Melissa in contact with. I visited with Jamie Cashman, who's the head guy in ISAC, about our ARPA login and the forms and things to do with the ARPA dollars. We need to get a new administrator of that to have the login passwords and stuff, because Alan was, and I think Tom Northeast was. We need to work on that. He said he could help take care of that. We have a March deadline, so let's want to make sure that's floating around.
I
What do you
did,
got, Tom?
I did run into a guy that's a county supervisor, over in southeastern part of Iowa. And, one thing that I've been kind of kicking around, because I know we have a lot of trouble with roads, and, so I was kind of asking some of them about opportunities to train our grader operators. If there was something out there that maybe a company that comes in, they are hiring somebody that comes in and works with the road grade operators and shows them proper techniques and spends some time. So he gave me a number and contacts. And so that's just something I was thinking about
Well,
that
that's a good idea.
might help us in the long run. I don't know what the cost is or anything, but it did sound promising. The other thing is I had a lot of conversations with, there's several counties that are building jails.
Mhm.
So they are in our kind of going through what we're gonna end up eventually be going through. And so it was kind of nice to see some of the things, the do's and don'ts that they've kind of already lived. And so so I got some additional contacts there. And then another surprising thing was that most counties do put a supervisor on the board of health.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
so that was one thing that we weren't sure about. And so we learned that most counties do have a board of health,
And
or
they
a
can
supervisor
vote.
on the board of health, and they can vote. And there's no
No conflict.
conflict of interest. So that is something that we'll probably further discuss with Richard
Right.
and stuff as we go on. But yeah, so it was really interesting for me. I learned a lot. I was glad to get to go and make some contacts with some people and meet some people. So
It is very common to have 7 members too. The first we spoke about public health. Supervisors common to be on there, common to vote, there's no conflict, and 7 members common, yeah, that was. And
that was something we
that we learned that the networking is wonderful, because there's all these guys going to the exact same thing, everywhere. From the pipeline to jail to you name it. And it's awful nice to hear you learn what they maybe wish they hadn't done or had done. So it was very beneficial. Okay, meetings coming up. They're 9B. I went to juvenile detention last week, actually by Zoom from the ISAC training. And we ended our budget year, and we're trying to send projections into the counties and working on that right now. What's it going to cost to run the juvenile detention? That's out of Council Bluffs. I talked to Andrew from the Clarendon Library on Friday, had a good visit with him about kind of they're going to come in and present one of these days, some ideas and things the library is working on. On Thursday, Thursday I've got to go to Atlantic Coast Football meeting at 10, I think. Public transit, what's it called? And the 4th judicial meeting on Zoom. That's what I've got coming up.
I am meeting with the Clarendon Chamber on Friday. And I believe they emailed me like 2 hours before the meeting today. And that was the Waubonsie or Zion.
Yeah, mental health.
Yep. And so she was sorry about the late notice, and I told her I wasn't able to attend today, but so the next one is the 28th of February, so
But we'll look at these, the we're all grabbing ones that were the clearing the seats, we're taking those too. If
Now, the Swipco one, I could Zoom Thursday
you can, it's, I don't,
if
it's
needed.
okay, it's no big deal.
Okay,
But, how it works, I guess, the way I understand it is Friday, somebody will be appointed the supervisor, I think. Am I right about that? Is that right, Andy? Does somebody get appointed Friday or Thursday? Okay.
okay,
So then, I don't know if I understand this right, I'm going where I read online. 14 days from then, if there's not a contention when they'll be seated, is that right? Okay. That's what I read.
I think they.
Or do they get seated right away? I don't know.
Seated right away with their 14 days
To recall it or challenge it or whatever. Okay. So we'll be getting that very soon, possibly. Good. Clarinda representative from that, precinct. Okay. All right, on the window C, 9C there on the window project, did you read over that email? I actually called that Kelsey a few days ago and talked to her, and I think I understand it better. In the bid, the wording was, she had it all highlighted in there. Percentage times 750,000, that's the number they did, so such and such percent times, that was their fee for doing everything. Well, currently, and that's just flat rate.
right,
There's no up or down. Currently, she said we're like 718,000, doesn't see a chance of it really going up much higher. So she's wanting to reword it, that it's just the percent time, whatever the cost is what their normal contract is, that's not what ours is. So today, that means we would save a little money, but if they get into something that goes over, then we pay more.
yeah,
So it's up to us whether we do that or not. So today, it looks like it's a good thing, the right thing to do, but if they get into a lot of,
yeah. and
Charge
I'd
them.
almost rather be safe than sorry.
yeah, then have it locked in,
Yeah,
that's the way the contract's written.
Yeah,
So we're just supposed to think about it.
okay,
I don't think there's a rush on it. The closer it gets to 750,000, the slower you probably worry about moving on it, but
did we ever, so I know when I was still running, we had a conversation about me voting on anything to do with the window project.
yeah. I don't know if they've figured anything out
If
about
there's a
that.
conflict of interest there or not with,
It's already been, I don't know, I'd take the question to Carl, I guess.
okay,
They've already been bought, the windows have already been bought, so there's not much.
right, okay,
Decide there, but yeah, we could ask about that,
sure,
if there's something to vote on.
yeah,
So that's kind of what I gathered out of talking to her on the phone. That's what I understood it as. Okay, now we're to D. I had an email, and I think you're here, from Golden Hills. In helping identify grant situation. If you'd like to come talk with him, go ahead. I have my email here. It's from Kara here. We'll go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Okay.
I didn't do a very good job.
Sure, no, that's fine. I am Karen Morgan. I am the Executive Director with Golden Hills RC&D. As you may or may not know, we actually have funding from the county for $15,000 to assist with outdoor recreation and different things within the county for improvements. And some of the things that we do include local foods, watershed work, land stewardship. We also do outdoor recreation, arts and culture, and basically the email that I had sent each of you was looking for people within the county and throughout the county, not just, one community or anything like that, that could serve as part of just an advisory committee, identifying different things that we can help with throughout the county in those areas. So it doesn't really take any action, and anybody that's here can send me recommendations of people that are interested in the local foods, are interested in watershed work. I know JD has been one of our board members on the Watershed Management Coalition. He's been very active and attended nearly every meeting, unless he has another meeting conflict. But working within the watershed in arts and culture, outdoor recreation. So those main areas, to form a committee just for Page County to identify, different things that we can help out with, including grant writing and bringing tourism into communities, anything like that.
how many people again did you, for your committee? Like,
I was asking for, 2 or 3 in each of those areas, just to kind of get started with people to talk to and it's not going to necessarily be an official voting committee, but mostly people that we can bring recommendations back to maybe the Board of Supervisors.
Now, a lot of these areas fit the Board of Conservation pretty well.
It does.
I know what they do, and then JD some.
Right.
So have you worked with them? Have you?
We are currently helping with the CYC, and some projects through that, that Becca's helping with as well. So, but we're wanting to expand beyond just that one area. And
So you want other, just people?
could be local residents, doesn't have to be
Yeah,
anybody official.
To show you a need or something, say we have a need for this. and
Yes.
You're gonna hunt grants.
Absolutely, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and the $15,000, I kind of remember this now,
Mhm.
doing this well back or last year, I don't remember.
It was
About-
Michelle's.
What is the term for the 15,000? Is that for 1 year or what's that for?
That was for 1 year, yes.
Year 23.
Yes.
That's for. So we need to see at least 15,000.
Right, well, and like I said, I know that Becca's been working on this, and I'm new as executive director, so I'm kind of stepping in
Right.
and trying to help out and start that coalition and, get additional ideas, because I know in other counties, we have assisted with bringing in a lot of grant funds, and we'd like to do that with page 2.
Well, the categories that you said, or I think you said, I'll say again, what's written there is water resources, land conservation, horticulture, local foods, and outdoor recreation,
Absolutely.
anything like that.
Mhm.
People that have an interest or in being on a.
And what we're kind of trying to do is, yes, we are used to the normal players, the normal people that are involved in that. But sometimes there's those hidden gems that don't necessarily get involved, that we would like to reach out and maybe get their names. If they do a local food market or things like that, we do have a brand new local foods coordinator as well, that we're helping to increase local food productivity and marketing and things like that in the region. So.
We have farmer's market here, I think is that every Thursday or Tuesday, Thursday of summer, I can't remember. Well,
So like I
you-
said, no action.
Well, so we can think about this, and anybody that knows anybody that wants to do this, can sure reach out to us or you.
Yep.
But,
And our website,
yeah, you go ahead. and-
our website's goldenhillsrcd.org. And my email is kara.morgan@goldenhillsrcd.org. So
Okay,
just email any ideas to me.
but just to make sure I understand, so are you working with the Department of Conservation, helping them out? They probably got all kinds of dreams. I know we have. John's right back here, our head here.
And I know JD,
JD
the
also.
first thing he said to me as I walked in was the DNR river access points, or river access points, so.
Yeah, there's an idea right there.
Yeah.
They got a long list of ideas and things need done.
Right. Well, and
Jane, you're probably coming 100 right now, probably.
Sure.
Because,
But- And what we're looking for too is that committee to help prioritize those, because we can't go after everything.
Everything,
right. it's
If we started
yeah,
going after everything, we would be
Too far.
every which direction. So prioritizing which ones are the most important within the county.
Right.
So people on that committee, what's their time constraint, or what would you expect out of that?
Probably once a month.
Well, if anybody's interested, then like I said, the Department of Conservation's from Bradleyville to Essex, all over the place, so they got ideas all over the whole county and things of this nature, so. And people that help with that, volunteer, and all kinds of people, they would have a good idea what a lot of those needs would be, so. Okay, well, I hope everybody knows this, thank you for coming down here,
Yes, thank
and
you.
we can brainstorm some ideas to get something going. Thank you. Okay. All right, we're about done. We did not have any claims. So I guess we don't have to do that. The minutes, all the minutes, I was working on those, and we learned about minutes up at Isaac. That's something else we learned about. They had the auditor from, what county was that? Sarah Bordeaux County, and, did a very good job, talked about minutes and agendas and all 9 yards, what auditors do, what board supervisors do. And I printed off some of his minutes here from several weeks and how they do it. I think like I talked the last few weeks about, it just really condenses them to motions and actions. And now that we have a video of what we do, that's posted every week where people can see the whole conversation. I like to move that way. So I kind of I might go in and visit with Melissa about this, and I'm about ready just to maybe, I worked on them, kind of highlighted and laid the things. Maybe just table them a week and I'll go in and work on this, because we've got, some of these are really well done, or well, they're nice, tell us a lot in them, you know, a lot about it, it's just. Print this in the newspaper is gonna be a lot.
And then I think I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that maybe that the Valley News.
They're coming together, I don't know what that means,
Maybe just one paper for the county,
that might be
so,
good and bad, I don't know. So-
yeah, so,
So we can, I mean, I don't know what to do on that, we just, I have a whole bunch of stuff I got from up there training, but, and I printed off a lot of his minutes, and he came, the guy that trained him. And there's several, I think, good ideas that really good to simplify it, may make it easier on the person keeping minutes, because I've kept minutes before, it's not very fun to do, so. Anyway, so I don't know what to do there, if we want to just, I'll go in and talk to Melissa about it, show her what all this stuff I've got is, so I guess I'd like to just table it a week maybe and talk to her about it.
yeah, it sounded like, I mean, that'll make her job a little bit easier.
Yeah, make whoever has to keep minutes job easier, we can get them very matter of fact, so, okay, well, let's just do that, we'll just table the minutes for a week. Do I have a motion to table things, I don't know. Do they have to, I make a motion, we table the minutes,
A second,
all those in favor?
I,
Aye, okay. Let's see here. All right, paper. That's about it, isn't it?
yeah,
To adjourn.
can I make a question?
Yes, go
Or
ahead.
ask a question,
Go, yeah,
not make
go
a
ahead.
question. There was an email today on the 28E agreement. Did you happen to go through that?
No,
Okay.
who's it with?
Well, it's talking about dissolvement of the 28E agreement that we're in. Dissolving, there's like 18 other counties and they
Okay.
all voted to dissolve. And so I just was unclear on what that
Yeah, I have.
ramification would be for us, and so maybe we can talk about that next week.
Yeah, I'll look at that, we'll
Okay.
see what we put on the agenda or whatever it is next week, okay, I can do that. All right, I think if that's all we got, need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
I second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we're adjourned, thanks for coming.